Hello everyone, my name is Ella Selyukov and I'm with Veterans Realty. And today I have with me my broker Gary Benjamin. I would love to ask him a couple of questions why it's such a great idea to move to Florida.
Florida's got to be one of the busiest states in the country right now. And the real estate is booming, regardless of what anybody says. 40% of our deals are still cash deals. There's still tons of people moving down to Florida, tons of people making all kinds of money in Florida with the real estate investment opportunities. So I don't think there's a better state in the entire country to go to right now.
What has been the most surprising part of your career?
The most surprising part of my career was having to sell real estate at 3 o'clock in the morning because there was very low inventory and you had to show it at night and write up a deal in the middle of the night, otherwise you wouldn't get the deal done.
And how did you decide to become an agent?
Well, I thought I was retired at a young age, and after about 7 years of playing golf and fishing, just enjoying life, life throws you more curveballs. And my wife wanted me to go back to work, I think to get me out of the house. You know, I was putting on a couple of pounds, sitting on the couch and go back to work. And what do you do when you really don't know what you want to do? Yep. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. So that was one of those kind of things. I ended up going into real estate, and it's been a great move.
Well, you have certainly been around the block, and you know a lot about investments and real estate. What can you recommend to someone that's just starting in becoming an investor or purchasing a property in Florida?
Hire a professional. There's so many pitfalls in real estate that real estate people that are investors that are trying to do this on their own, you can make some pretty fatal mistakes. I mean, there's rules in every different county about rental properties, about investment properties, and you want to make sure that you get it right from the horse's mouth, which would be a great realtor.
And maybe you can share with us some of your life lessons. What have you learned about investments as far as through your career in Florida? Why Florida?
Well, I'll tell you, I used to trust a stockbroker, and that was a fatal mistake. That was one of the pitfalls. I trusted somebody else managing my money. When it got to a point where I was sick of the stockbrokers and losing money, and I started to manage my own assets, things turned around drastically. So I guess you have to control your own future. I mean, I get advice from other people, but I have to be in charge of my own destiny now. I mean, I can't trust other people with my money like that, like I used to. And that only comes from the experience side of having other people lose money consistently. You know, how many times you want to get smacked before you say, ouch, that hurts?
Yeah, that's true.
So I was done with it, and I started doing my own, and things are different.
So if somebody's coming here and trying to invest, which areas would you recommend?
You know, when I went all over Florida. When I first came down here in 1990, I went down the east coast of Florida, all the way down to Isla Mirada and the Keys, and I came back up the west coast of Florida and stopped at several places. And there were really only two places that I really liked. Ponte Vedra, because they have Sawgrass Golf Course and it's a beautiful place, and Sarasota. Sarasota just struck me as a very lively center. And then when I found out, the first time I went on Siesta Key Beach, I was done. The sand is made of quartz, and it's just soft and white like baby talcum powder. It never gets hot. And I don't mind if I have to walk an eighth of a mile to get to the water because the beach is just huge. But right now, during spring break, oh my God, 18 volleyball courts set on as soon as you get onto the beach. And the beach is just so lovely. The water temperature, this is the middle of winter, guys. We're in the middle of, the end of February, and the water temperature is, well, approaching 70 degrees. Well, that's kind of like what most of our friends that visit us down here, that's what they get in the summertime. We have that in the winter.
That's awesome.
So it's really just an incredible place to live. There's so much to do, so many great restaurants here, that anything that's anywhere as close between Tampa and all the way down to Fort Myers, I mean, I preferred that area. So if it was up to me, it would be Sarasota and Sarasota area, which is Sarasota, Venice, Northport, all the way down to Port Charlotte, and even Punta Gorda. Going on the northern side, I don't know if I'd go real too far north. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of going up into the strong markets like Tampa, only because the traffic around here is so congested with all the people that are coming down here, and it's getting worse by the day, that when you get up into Tampa, a big center like that, there's just so many people.
That's true.
And traffic is a real nightmare, so.
And for the projections for this area, Sarasota, Charlotte, Lee County, what do you think?
Well, I'm hoping that globally we have some sort of a correction, only because of the fact that the rents right now are extremely high because the prices are high in real estate. And I understand how the market works. I'm hoping for a correction so more people can afford to stay here, the working class people that need to stay here for their jobs and are getting priced out of the market because they can't afford to buy a house because houses are going up and the rents are going up. It's great for the investors, but as far as renting a house, the people have to be able to afford it to be able to work here. And we do have a lot of signs up for help wanted signs, so there's also plenty of opportunity no matter where you go, whether you just want to have a regular job. At McDonald's you can make $25 an hour.
Yeah.
In real estate, well, the sky's the limit because that's all about you and what you're willing to do. So all in all, it's a great place to work, a great place to live. I came down here and never went back.
Yeah.
Never went back. I came on a fishing trip and never went back.
That's awesome. Well, Gary, I'm so glad I met you 2 years ago in your class, and when I was sitting in the class, I said, I'm gonna work for this man. He's got integrity, he's got a big, beautiful heart, and I will never work for nobody else. So Gary Benjamin, Veterans Realty, thank you so much.